Not only is it a bird feeder and a cat feeder and a chicken feeder, chipmunk feeder, it is now a cow feeder. It's green.
So, you can see, I got the 4 windows on this side. Starting to look more and more like a house. That's it for this side now. And I gotta go to the other side. Yesterday, man, what a day. I had to work for a farmer in the area here. I did about 17 hours by the time it was all done. We started harvesting a pig. We had it hanging up, cooling off on that right there. To go get some grain buggies for this guy. I got all that grain cleaned up by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then scooted home and we had to butcher this pig yet to get it all done. So we were done that I think at 10 o'clock at night or so. Then the following morning I got up early and did a few things around here. And then I picked up a load of Amish. It's a very sad story. There's an accident in southern Ontario. Friends of these people driving down the road with their buggy, they got rear-ended by I forget if it was a truck or a car now. And so a family of 5, they have 5 children, 2 of their children died in this crash. I don't know the details as far as who's at fault or whatever, but very sad. So there's some of the Amish from the island here, they called me up and see if I would be willing to drive them down to the visitation. So I did that, scooped them all up from around this area here, went across the ferry. They pay for everything. Then across the ferry to the other side. Very choppy ferry. Was not, the waves are probably 6-8 feet, which isn't much. Apparently it can get a lot worse, but I've never been on this particular ferry in such a storm or stormy waters, whatever. So just not good. I got some footage of that. It just didn't feel good. Not enjoyable ride at all. There's some other people that were on the boat there. Older couple across from me. They ended up going down the level because she was starting to get so seasick. Every time it crested a wave, then it would land down and it would just shake like this. And then it would crest another wave, and oh, it was not fun. I kept looking over at the people that worked there, right, and they didn't look alarmed at all. Obviously, they run this thing multiple times a day, so they weren't concerned. Anyway, then I brought them to the visitation. Waited around for them, dropped them off at their friends. I had a few runarounds to do, drop off meat at 2 different places. Or no, 1 different place, I guess, and then went to my in-laws. And then scooped them all back up. I drove home. We got home at 2 o'clock this morning. And now we're at her putting windows in the house. I did sleep for a little bit after that. Now we're putting windows in the house. I'm hoping to have all the upstairs windows in by the end of, well, for sure tomorrow. We'll see how far we can get today yet. So it's been a busy week. I did tell this farmer wanted me again. I guess I said no. The rest of this week I gotta be at home. I've been super blessed though with more work again. I got a potential block laying job and a few different other things to do here now, so that'll be good. We could use the income and use the work. I don't know how we're gonna fit it all in, but we will. Once this house is closed up more like it is, then the priority kind of comes off of that. Once the windows are in, I got to put tape on all these joints here yet on this, so the wind can't blow in through there. Then it's weather tight. So then it'll be good. One thing I got to do on the outside here yet, instead of putting the barrels on the ground, which is what I was going to do, all these water barrels, I was going to put them on the ground here. I'm actually going to take these. I want to put a mezzanine in the shop right there. And, excuse me, hiccups there. These eye joists are leftovers from inside. We do have to run a fireproof wall up here. 5/8 drywall I got to put on here. So I'll have to put some of that on first before I can secure these eye joists to the wall, but I'm going to put the whole mezzanine in and put the barrels on top of that. So I'd like to do that yet before the weather gets real nasty. That'll give us pressure. I can have 6 of those barrels sitting up there. It'll be 6,000 liters of water, and that'll be ample water pressure, just gravity fed into the house that we can then use for our sinks, for showering, for laundry, and for the kitchen sink. So that's another thing I want to get tackling here yet. You can see I've got no Tyvek on this chunk of the wall. That's got to get done yet. Wes is finished all the way around the middle here. So we got to tape it now though. And along the other side, same thing. But priority at the moment is the windows. We'll get the rest of them in. Oh, I also got the soffit in. I don't know if you can see that or not. I hadn't done this side yet, so that's done. And I got to put the eaves trough on this side of the house yet. And then hook it up to those barrels at some point. So a little bit of stuff to do on the outside, and then insulating we're going to finish on the inside, but it's not super cold yet. For the next month we're going to be okay even the way it is, although we're going to keep plugging away, keep getting more and more done and getting the heat to it. It would be nice to get out of the camper and start sleeping in the house here shortly. So we're hoping that that's going to be a possibility as well, probably next week. Start setting up some sleeping accommodations in there. We don't really have bedrooms or nothing yet, but there's ample space in there at least. So yeah, it's coming. All right, we have a challenge of these ones are easy enough to do off a ladder, okay, but the big ones I can't hardly lift the windows. I can lift the windows, but there's no way I'm going to be able to walk up a ladder with the window. It's too heavy for that. So I can just lift it more or less. So we've built a platform here. Okay, it looks precarious, but it's actually pretty safe. We've got the water barrel that gives us 4 feet of height off of the tractor forks. The skid strapped on with ratchet straps, and then I built a fan out of lumber off of that skid and also strapped down that spreads out to this plywood sheet. So now I have a 4x8 working platform. I can go right to the edge, whoops, right to the edge of, right, and I have loads of room to work. So, like I've said before, there's a will, there's a way. The job needs to get done. We can stand here all day looking at it. I could spend hundreds of dollars and order some kind of a scissor lift or something like that for the day just to put a few windows in. Or we can make use of what we have. Perfectly good tractor, a kid that likes to drive a tractor, a skid and a water barrel. So up we go. So, unfortunately, we got snowed out, hailed out. It's really wet hail. Oh, there's still some here. You see it in this, packed into that straw pack there. We decided to call her quits. My little scaffold I was standing on was getting a bit slick. And, well, I don't know. I didn't feel like ending the day by falling down and breaking a leg. So we quit. Now I got to see if I can, I'm going to bring the tractor down. I imagine, oh, my tool belt stayed out here in the snow. That's terrible. Anyway, everything was a little slippery. We got those two windows in. Now I'm going to do the two big ones. I think it's going to work great on that platform. It actually works very, very well. And we will get ready for that and put those in. I don't know if he's planning a sneak attack or what. Got eyes on the back of my head, buddy. Tom's been acting aggressive again, but they've also been breeding again, so I think he's just trying to protect his ladies. A little late in the year for that. But anyway, yesterday we got windows in. We got the big bay windows in on the one side. We got the 6 upstairs windows on the little ones on the one side, plus the 2 big bay ones in the what will be the rec room upstairs, I guess. So they're in. They were the ones I was really worried about because they're huge. And actually were awesome with the skid thing we built here. I mean, I know it looks not safe, but it worked. I'm still here. Nobody fell down. Nothing fell down. It worked great. It was everything we needed it to be. So I've got one more of these guys to put in right here. And then I'm going to reset the tractor. And then I got to do 4 more on that wall up there. And then all the windows are in. I do got to get up here and put the rest of this house wrap on. I do not want to leave the OSB exposed like that. It'll just absorb water. And right now, actually, the water can hit this part and then fall down behind this OSB. I don't want that either. But we got to tape all this yet too. All the joints in the plastic. I don't even know if you can see that. But there was about a 1-foot space that had no house wrap on it. So Wes filled that all in. But all those joints need to be taped to keep the wind from blowing through. And then that part's done. Exciting. So getting up there is going to be a bit of a challenge to get the rest of that house wrap up. The other sides are all done. No, I got something to do on the shop side of the house yet too. And then while, so I gotta put the eaves trough up on that side of the house yet. This side's done, and it's working great, collected lots of water, so I want to do the other side. Then I'm pretty well done up there, I think. Then at some point I want to put a mezzanine together to put the barrels on. I think I'm gonna throw all 7 barrels up there. Are you trying to sneak on me again? I am not interested. Okay, in those turkeys, you can have them. So don't even think about it. Where you go? You never even said thank you for not eating you at Thanksgiving there, bud. You gonna attack my boot? Come on, get going. They're over there. There you go. Anyway, what was I saying? I have no idea. Still quite threatening. Yeah, way you go. Attaboy. I think he thinks he won. And he's gone. Whatever, now he could brag to all his buddies there how he won. That's okay. He needs pride too, I guess. Eaves trough, 7 barrels. I think that's what I was talking about. So 7 barrels, well, 7,000 liters of water then on that mezzanine. I got to get that put together, see what I got. I've got all the eye joists for it. I've just got to find some lumber to make some beams. I'm gonna cut some posts, I think, out of just our own bush. They're gonna be interior posts, and they're in the shop portion. From what I understand, I don't have to have graded lumber for that anyway. So, and this is just a mezzanine. It's not like it's structurally for the roof or anything like that. So I think we'll work on that. I don't know, maybe next week. This week's pretty tied up. I got to do get ready for a meat delivery at 2, so I got to sort that all out today, and then send out texts, I guess, as far as how much everybody owes. So that'll take up a portion of the afternoon, and I'll get these windows done in the morning. Yeah, I don't know, it's just exciting. Getting in there. We had the wood stove cranked again yesterday, and you know, the more windows you put in there, more insulation's in there, the more the heat holds in there. It's nice, very nice. We've also got some company coming potentially. There's friends of ours we've never met physically. We've met, yeah, I guess over internet and over text. They moved to Saskatchewan roughly around the time that we left, and we have a lot of things in common, I guess, as far as our values and our faith. And so we've just been talking, conversing lots back and forth, and they were interested in coming out for a drive. So not the whole family, they just had a young baby, but the dad and a number of children are coming out to visit. So that'll be in, I don't know, sometime in the next month anyway, 2 weeks or a month. And then we've got some visitors from up north to here, some Mennonite friends of ours that are thinking of coming down here as well in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And then I got another friend of mine from up north coming down. I don't know if they're bringing the whole family or not, but he's coming for deer hunting. That's middle of November. And my brother's coming from from down south for the same thing, for deer hunting week. So yeah, we got visitors coming. We got to get this thing kind of somewhat ready to go. We got to finish insulating this whole wall here yet. I think I'll get some of the kids on that today. Wes likes doing the insulating job. In fact, he did most of it down here, I guess. But this wall here, Cora actually did. She surprised me one day. I came in here and it was all done. So we'll get them on that wall, get it all done. And then it'll hold the heat in a lot better, right? So all we got to do is the upstairs then. So anyway, back to work. Hey, just got the fire started downstairs. We're up here now, you can see. I got those windows in that wall. So the original plan was 4 small bedrooms down each side. That would make it pretty small for Mama and I. So we've decided, well, you can kind of see on the whole floor here, we'll have a bigger bedroom in the corner here for us, and then we'll put 2 smaller ones in here. They're still going to be 10 feet by 12 feet. I mean, they're not really small, they're decent size. There'll be a large central room, more or less where the paint stops. Be a large area, although along the back we're planning on putting a storage room and a bathroom yet. And then there'll be 4 bedrooms down that side. And then this will be a big wide open area. And so those are those 2 big windows again that we put in. Be a nice view from up here. This time of year, there's no leaves on this maple, so you get lots of view, and it's going to be let in lots of sunshine. Of course, a little cloudy at the moment. Usually that clears up during the day, but so lots of sunlight will get in through here in the winter time, and in the summertime we'll have it actually fairly shaded with this big maple here. There's also whatever that is, a poplar or something there. And then those pine trees, early on, if for those who've been with us a long time, we were talking about getting rid of those pine trees so that we have more sunlight coming through. We've actually since decided, I think we're going to leave them. Especially this time of year. If we didn't have those trees there, there would really be nothing there. So, you know, with all the leaves off of the deciduous trees, it's nice to have those ones. And then this side, same thing. We don't have a whole lot of cover here. You can see that sunshine now. It's trying to break through the trees. It's beautiful. Or break through the clouds, I should say. So loads of sun. Very cold. There's no insulation here yet. I got to get around to that. I'm going to run a few wires in the ceiling here for lights in the bedrooms as well as in this main area, and then we'll vapor barrier it, which, if you don't know what that is, just this kind of plastic over top of everything. That'll already help big time for draft. And then we got to blow insulation up there, and then these walls, they can be insulated anytime now. And the walls as well, we want to run some wiring through there too. We're going to be off grid. I don't even think we're going to be using hydro upstairs here at all, but we recognize it's easier to put it in now than later, of course, when drywall's on. And we don't really know what the future holds. If we do end up one day deciding to sell this, then it's going to be kind of handy to having some wiring in the wall. Or, you know, we might decide, hey, you know what, we'd like to plug a lamp in beside the bed or something, and you have no wiring, then it's kind of pain to put it in later. So now is the easiest time to do it through the wall. So through the course of the winter, I may end up running some wiring in here. We won't be putting anything on the walls other than insulation and vapor barrier for now anyway. It's just not in the budget at the moment, so we'll see how time progresses. But I'll be able to lift up that vapor barrier and put wiring in still throughout this winter. So yeah, this window here I'm going to do right now. And then I got these 4 here to do yet, and then all the windows are done. So that'll be a good feeling. These Moore vents got to go in yet too. It gets nailed up against here, against the strapping. Okay, and that allows venting to come up through that soffit that I put in with the holes in it, up into the attic space to get that hot air out of there. And then the whole ridge is vented, and that air can then come out. So that needs to be put in yet too before we get insulating in here.